Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnik Buick Video Sports Update. Boy, the Jaguars are really a frustrating team to watch, and I know it's frustrating for the coaching staff and the players because it's frustrating for the fans as well. Maurice Jones-Drew probably verbalized it best after the game against Chicago, saying, look, I'm tired of losing. It's been going on for 5 years. I just don't like that feeling. I'm tired. I'm tired of not being able to play with my kids after a win. I'm tired of not being able to sleep at night. You know, fans have seen glimpses of a team that looked very different than a team that last year couldn't get out of its own way. In the preseason this year, in the game against Minnesota, and certainly in the first half against Chicago, they looked like a team that was ascending, that was ready to compete. And then in the second half they come out and it becomes a completely different story. So I asked Mike Mularkey, why does that happen? And he said, look, you know, we talked at halftime about how we got to this point and coming out in the second half and getting the job done in the same way. First down, we have a completion to Blackman, but we have a holding penalty. So instead of moving the ball downfield, now it's 1st and 20. When they convert 4th and 1, there's a 15-yard personal foul that's tacked onto that, which just exacerbates the problem. He said it's not the fact that the other teams are dominating us, but it certainly helps when you look at the mistakes that we're making to give the other teams momentum. So consequently, the Jaguars are 1-4. They are what they earn. I do like what Mularkey said. He said, look, the team believes in itself, and he and the coaching staff believe that they are not that far away from being a much better football team, although nobody will say or write it in the next 2 weeks before the Jaguars' next game. Let's all hope he's right, that in fact they are that close, and that a couple of fixes here and there of the mistakes certainly can make them a better team, because there's no question they have better talent than they've had in the last couple of years. They've upgraded in some positions. This is a better coaching staff, but as many fans have said, how can we change owners and have a different coaching staff and still look like the exact same team? Hard to answer that one, because up to now they are what they earned, and they've earned a 1-4 record. Let's hope Mularkey and the players are right, that they'll get it turned around. Just a complete blow-up weekend in college football. Florida beats LSU, Georgia loses, and South Carolina wins. So it really moves things around in the top 5. If you're a Florida fan, I know you want Georgia to lose all the time, but I think that you would want them to come in here undefeated and you be the same, so that it would be a matchup of 2 versus 3, so that you could really crush the opponent's hearts in that situation. Nonetheless, Georgia drops dramatically, so does Florida State. The Gators are now ranked 4th. It's hard to tell whether or not LSU was just not as good as they were last year, but certainly Florida is better. And if you remember what we talked about last year, Will Muschamp wants big offensive linemen and a running back who runs downhill, and that's exactly what he got. Gator fans aren't happy to win games 14-6, but I'm telling you, Will Muschamp is plenty happy to win games 14-6. We'll find out. Florida's schedule's still tough. We'll find out how good they really are. But we'll find out about South Carolina as they have to face LSU and Florida in back-to-back weeks coming up. So lots of good stuff happening. Florida State's not out of it, although what an incredibly poorly played game for them, poorly managed, poorly executed, and just an unbelievable disappointment that they would give up 17 unanswered points and lose on the road in Raleigh. That's why it's college football. I'm Sam Kavaris. That's the Nimnik Buick Video Sports Update.